I am a die-hard reader. I absolutely love to read, and I've always got a book or 3 or more on my phone, and I read constantly. The whole e-reader thing was my cup of tea. Now, one of the things that I've been kind of playing around with are some of the, I guess not the food trend, but some of the food philosophy that goes right along with how I think. And I didn't realize that there's an entire movement called stem to root cooking. Ah, hang on, my bacon's trying to get me. Now, I did hear about pig to snout to tail cooking. That's simply where you don't let anything go to waste. You use every bit of the animal. And that came out of England a few years ago, and it is very much an Appalachian mindset, because that's how we grew up cooking around here. So the whole stem to root, same thing, but involves plants. Eating things that you didn't necessarily grow up eating. Now, I had seen people do this before, and I've tried it several times in the past, but after reading some of that stuff, I decided to see just how far I could go with it, and I was amazed at what I ended up with. Now, I like it because, in my opinion, this is pretty much free food, okay? I've been playing a lot with corn, and I've cut about, 12 to 15 cobs, cut all the kernels off, and I've got the little corn cobs, right? Well, you could throw it in your compost pile, or if I have chickens, I could throw it out for my chickens, but I don't have any of those things. What I do have is a big fat pot of water, and what I'm going to show is how to make the most beautiful golden broth that you've ever had, and we're going to make a soup out of it, okay? So, hot water, and this is actually the water that I blanched some corn in a little while ago, so it's already had a touch of corn, but we're going to really kick up the flavor a lot. So all of my cobs are going to go in here, and I've done a lot on different kinds of stock. And I really think that if you learn to make your own stock, first of all, you'll be astonished at how easy it is. But it's going to be one of the best things you can do for yourself flavor-wise as far as learning how to cook. This is just another type of stock. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Stock is beautiful. Alright, so all of my corn cobs are going in here. And I'm going to make sure that we don't get much more than a simmer. Now, to this, I am going to add a little bit to kind of round out the flavor and give it some depth. So I've got an onion. I've got that much out of the middle of a package of celery that I've just about finished up. Okay. A couple of carrots. Okay, now right here, if I had, I love fresh thyme. That's one of my favorite herbs. I don't have fresh thyme. I've got a little dried thyme. But if you have, if you've bought a bunch of celery, or not celery, parsley. You've bought a bunch of parsley. You've picked all the leaves off. Bundle up all the stems, throw that in there. Do the same thing with a bunch of thyme if you've used everything but the stems. Don't throw those away. That's part of the whole maximizing every penny that you can get. I think it's a brilliant idea. But I do have a bay leaf, about 1.5 teaspoons of dried thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, because corn and black pepper are fabulous. And then all I'm going to do to this now is just a pinch of salt. Not too much. We salted the water that the corn was in originally, and we're going to continue to taste it and adjust for seasonings as we go. But you want to, layer the seasonings in. Don't wait till the last minute, because then it'll never taste right. Okay, so this is simply going to sit here, and it's going to perk away on the back of the stove for about an hour. And when that's done, we're going to strain it, and I'll show you what we end up with, because I think this is just about great. I forgot I was wearing my sexy mittens again. Okay, we let our corn stock go for about an hour, and it simmered away, and look how pretty. Now all I did was I pulled all the corn cobs out and dropped them in the garbage, and then run this through a strainer. I don't use cheesecloth just because I have a hard time finding it around here. What I do use are these bleached out little cotton washcloths that I keep for that. So run it through a strainer and get all the thyme and the pepper bits. They don't look pretty. But this is now ready to use. And the fragrance is unbelievable, and the color is the most beautiful golden color. So, in a minute, I am going to start a big pot of corn soup that's going to be creamy and luscious and about as corny as anything you have ever tasted. If you like this video and you want more great tips, tricks, and techniques, check out the website at thrillbillygourmet.com. You can like me on Facebook under The Thrillbilly Gourmet, and you can follow me on Twitter under Jan Charles or The Thrillbilly. I'm on Pinterest now too under Jan Charles. I've also got 2 brand new podcasts, both of which you can find on iTunes. The Thrillbilly Gourmet and The Food City Kitchen on WVLT with Chef Walter Lambert and Jan Charles. Now, make sure you subscribe, and you can ask a question, you can leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for visiting.